All right, let's dive into the hands-on. So this is how our homepage looks like. So let's begin by creating one workspace. So on the left hand side, if you look, we got different things like workspace as the name suggests. So let's get started by clicking here. Now, if you look, we don't have any workspace, right? It's blank. So let's begin by clicking here, new workspace. Let's give a name to our workspace. So after we are done giving name and description, though description is not compulsory, we can have it optional. Again, domain, if you look, it's again optional, right? Once we are done, it's easy. We'll hit the apply button here. So now it says upgrade to paid BI license. We don't need for this hands-on. We can just try it for free, and trial is for, if we look, it's for 60 days. So this is good enough for doing the hands-on. Let's click try free. So here we go. It says the trial activated on this date, and it is still this date. I'll click got it. So now that we have a workspace, we can create one data lake house as well. How do we do it? On the menu bar, this is the menu bar on the left hand side. We'll click on the three dots here. Here we have the create button. Let's hit create. Now here we go. We have tons of options, but currently we are interested in Lakehouse. The definition is already given. Store big data for cleaning. Let's hit here Lakehouse. Let's give a name to our Lakehouse now. Let's hit create button. Now since the Lakehouse is created, we got two things here, tables and files. So if I expand both, there will be none. So it's already also created. SQL Analytics Endpoint will come this in a while, cover this in a while. So let's first let's know what is tables here. So tables folder will contain the tables which we can query using SQL semantics. And files folder, what we see on the left hand side, contains data files in one lake storage for Lakehouse that aren't associated with managed delta tables. Let's first things first. In order to get started, currently we can see there are no tables because we don't have any data. So in order to get started, we need to provide the data. So I have the data on my local computer as well, which is called sales dataset, and the file looks something like this. So these are the data which will be uploading on the Fabric. Let's go to the portal, and here let's upload our file now. So let's go to here files. We see three dots. So here we can create subfolder. It's recommended to create subfolder in order to organize your data. I'll hit click subfolder, give a name like data. I'll hit create button. So this helps us to organize things. I'll click on data, and here we go. We can add content to this folder. So here if I click get data, I can upload files. So let's upload files from my local computer, which I have shown just few moments back. Let's browse this folder, that is this button. Let's browse our Excel file, sales dataset. I'll hit open. Now let's click on the upload button where the file will be getting uploaded. So here we see the green check mark. That means my file is now there. We can also view the file by left clicking on it. If we left click, it will show you all the data. Since my data is, if you look, .csv, that is comma separated. That's why the values also got comma separated. Now here we got another options like we can create shortcut as well, right? New shortcut if you see. So in many use cases, the data we need to work with in the Lakehouse may be stored in some other location. While there are plenty of ways to ingest data into one lake storage, another option is to create shortcut. So for now, we won't create any kind of shortcuts, but shortcuts, just remember, enables us to include externally sourced data in the analytics solution without the overhead and the risk of the data inconsistency without copying it. So that's what it goes. So now we can also load the data in the table as well. So how do we do it? If I click on the three dots, here we got load to tables. I can click here the new table. Let's give one table name. Let's select the file type CSV. So as soon as we select CSV, separator is comma. Let's load into the table. So it's loading the data to the table, and it got successfully created, we can see. And now if I expand this, I got the sales data set. Now we can see the data in a tabular form. Now let's say we want to query the data using SQL. So how do we do it? How do we use SQL to query the table? On the right hand side, you can see Lakehouse is already there. I'll select SQL Analytics Endpoint. So here we go with the concept of SQL Analytics Endpoint now. So after clicking SQL Analytics Endpoint, please note it won't appear instantly. You need to wait a while it gets ready. Once it's ready, you'll see new SQL query. So now let's hit new SQL query, and here we can fire any kind of SQL commands. So I have already done my homework to query the data. Please make sure your table name, whatever you have provided, should match. Since I have given sales data set, so it should be good enough. Let's paste here, and under the schemas, if I want to confirm as well, I can see it's sales data set. So let's hit the run button now, and here we go with the results. That is, the count is 32. So basically what I've done here, so I have counted the number of emails which ends with cloudguruamit.com. So the count in my data or the input file sales data set contains 32 such values, right? So this is what it goes. I'll fire one more command to show you. Like, this is kind of aggregate sum as like a basic aggregate command. So we can use new SQL query as well. Otherwise we can overwrite here as well. So if I hit new SQL query, new tab opens up. So here I'll hit paste the command. Once the command it's ready, I'll the run button appears. I'll hit run here. So the query on the bottom, you can see we got the data now. If I expand this, we got all the items with the revenue, the query which I have mentioned. So here we go. Like, we have used SQL query to query the data. Now let's say I want to visualize the query. So it's called creating a visual query. How do you do it? Here under new SQL query, I have this drop down, and here we go with new visual query. Let's hit this, and here if you see, it says to build, drag your tables here. So this is my sales dataset table. If you are unable to drag, I can click on the three dots, insert into the canvas, and here we go with this kinds of might look familiar with if you're used Power BI. So why do we need visual query? So many data engineers and data analysts with Power BI experience can apply their Power Query skills to create visual queries here. So this looks something like this. So now under the plus, if I click the plus, we can choose to manage the columns. We can choose columns. I'll deselect all. I'll choose sales order number and sales order line number. Let's say I'll hit OK. And the same thing you will be able to see here. I've chosen few of the columns here, so it got here. Now again I'll hit the plus button. I'll use group by. I can type group by here. I'll get this pop-up. So in the group by, let's group by sales order number. So this is the basically the column name. If I show you, here we go, sales order number we have, and sales order line number here. So we are doing group by using this. Let me minimize this, and here we go. We can give the column name anything. Let's give anything like line item or something like that. Operations, what do we want? We want to count the distinct values. there are tons of things. We can do mean, median. We don't need this thing. We will count the distinct values. And under the column, let's select sales order line number. This looks good. I'll hit OK. And here we go with the results. So basically we can see everything got a distinct value. That's why the count is 1111 if I scroll. So now since we are done with this, we can create a report as well out of it. So how do we create a report? This is the tool. This is called the toolbar. So in the toolbar, we can select model layout. So now if I show you here and scroll a bit, these all might look unfamiliar to you. Only sales datasets should be familiar because this we have created, right? So now the question might be what all these things are all about. Exec request, exec session history. This we haven't created, right? Long running queries. So what are these? So these tables are a part of query insights schema, which are automatically created by Fabric. Another way to check is this is the query insights schema, right? If I expand this, views, and here we go, we can see all the 4 tables which we were unfamiliar few moments back. It's created by Fabric automatically. So that answers your questions. So now we are interested in my basically sales data set. So where we are basically want to create report. So here in order to create a report, this is the menu ribbon we call, and under reporting we got in the reporting tab we'll select new report here. So here it will show the table name. I'll hit continue. On the extreme right we can expand our sales dataset table, and here we can select whatever data we need. We need the item, we need the quantity, and here if you look we can use this to expand whatever data is there. Now since we are creating visualizations, we don't need data and filter pins. We can hide by clicking the double arrows here. So we just need the visualization part. So now this looks good. So here on the right hand side, if you look, we can create different kinds of chart. We can create clustered column chart, bar chart, anything. If I click here, clustered column chart, we got the entire thing in a visual fashion, right? So that's what our end goal for this basic tutorial was, to query the data. First of all, to load the data from my local computer to Fabric, fire some SQL queries, and then create visualizations out of it. So this is we can expand this, and there are many things we can do here using the visualization. We can build as many kinds of visualization whatever we want. So here we go, we can see different kinds of chart here. So that's what it goes with the basics of like Lakehouse and everything whatever we have done. I hope now you can relate this theory concepts whatever we have done, whatever we have learned with the practicals. So let's meet again in next lecture.